Welcome back to the channel. It's Claudia and I am filming on Monday, August 9th. Back to school time in the time of COVID, pandemic, and National Book Lovers Day. Is that not just exquisitely perfect timing? I'm getting better. I'm aiming to get better with noting calendar events and different things going on so that I can show up, be consistent, and timely here on my channel for me and for you. And I think I am a great person to give you these tips, considering I am a former educator and a parent and a grandparent. So let's get started. So I have 7 tips for you and your child, your children, or you as a student on your journey, on your academic journey, that I hope will give you a better perspective on this year as you go back to school in this uncertain era. And I also am going to share with you my lifelong love of books on National Book Lovers Day, even if I will be uploading this video on Thursday of this week. Number 1, when I was teaching all levels and AP students, my team and I would talk about instilling in students an attitude of success, a success attitude, if you will. That is important. I think one of the most important things you can do as a parent, as a student yourself, if you're an older student, is to instill in yourself and instill in your students an attitude of success. Nobody else has to tell you you're going to be successful, you will not be successful, or whatever it is. You tell yourself. You instill in your children and your students to tell themselves, I am successful. I will be successful this year, no matter what. Even if I wear this mask when I'm in class, even if I'm wearing gloves, even if I wash my hands and using sanitizer after every class, the most important thing is up here, I am successful. I showed up. I am here. I can do. It is a I can do attitude. That little engine that could, I think I can. I think I can. I can, I will, I must. I can, I must, I will. I must, I can, I will. However you put that chain, that triplet together, that triad together of encouragement, I can, I must, I will, it becomes a part of your thinking as you get up each day and prepare for school. As you walk into that building, as you change classes, a success attitude says no matter what, if that lesson is challenging for me, I will tell myself it won't be after a while, as I'm going to get it. I will be successful. I am successful. Establish that first in your students. And I know you could have been doing that all summer and kudos for you if you were. But if you weren't, there's no better time like the present. Get started on it. Tip number 2. Encourage your students to speak up and ask questions if they don't understand. And I know you could say, okay, that one is not rocket science. But yes, it is rocket science when you don't take time to tell your students daily, did you speak up today? Or ask your students, did you speak up today? Did you ask questions when you did not understand something? Don't be afraid of speaking up, raising your hand, thinking about what the other students are going to say. No, it's not about what the other students are going to say. It is about what you are going to understand and master. That is what you tell your students. What you think is most important. How you feel is important. Stop giving so much of yourself away to other students in class, thinking, what are they going to be thinking about me if I ask this question? What if I can't articulate when I raise my hand and make this question clear if I don't understand? Teach your students to breathe, anchor themselves, think before they speak, and then speak. Speak knowing that they can get it out even if it takes 2 or 3 times. The dumb question is the unasked question. So no, don't keep your questions within. Ask yourself, how am I going to thrive and get ahead even more with this question sitting on the back burner and I haven't asked it? And nobody else in class has asked this question. You ask the question. Teach your students, encourage them to speak up, ask questions when they don't understand. That is one of the most important ways that they will learn to take ownership and responsibility for their academics, for their learning. Tip number 3. Choose your tribe wisely. Teach your children that the people that they associate with will determine how high they will fly or how low they will crawl. Because you tend to suffer from peer pressure when you're younger. And if we know that, we teach our children that they don't have to suffer that peer pressure, that they can succeed by choosing their friends carefully. Make sure that tribe has the same line of thinking that you have. Make sure your students understand that if they choose a tribe that is connected with class clown, that is connected with disturb the class and get put out, a tribe that stays out of school more than they stay in school, that is the path that they will walk. They are interested in getting that group behind them so that they will be known for that type of behavior. No, when you choose your tribe wisely, you can align yourself with friends who are walking the same path that you're walking. And hopefully that is a path of listening when you're supposed to be listening. Being quiet when you're asked to be quiet, especially if the teacher is speaking and other students are speaking. Being in accordance with the classroom rules, which is why teachers take time and put them on the board so that you can see them and internalize them, students. That's the kind of conversation that you need to be having with your students. Because if you have a tribe, students, who are concerned about their classwork, you will tend to be concerned about yours more so too. And then you will also be able to influence your peers who follow you to do the same and take on the same success attitude attributes. So choose them carefully, even in life. Parents, you know, if we are not associated with the right crowd, the right folks, the right tribe, we're going down paths we may not want to go down, paths that may not be the best for us. Tip number 4. Have your students to develop an attitude of challenging themselves. Challenge themselves. Ask them to challenge themselves more in the sense of, did you volunteer today for something in class academically? Did you speak up? Did you stand out in some way? Did you challenge yourself to take the lead? If you're in a group and you have group activities and it is said, okay, in this group, choose a leader. Did you challenge yourself by stepping up to lead? Being a follower is good sometimes. It is good to learn how to follow. It is also wonderful to learn how to lead. Give yourself that opportunity by challenging yourself to become a leader when you can. If there is an opportunity for you to lead, let's say outside of the classroom, and you're leading with the student body, running for different offices, challenge yourself to get on that ballot and try. You may find that there's a hero and a leader within you. So stand out. Challenge yourself to complete your work on time, not at the last minute. When you leave your academic success for at the last minute, it shows up in your classwork, in the number of errors you cannot catch, in the thoughtlessness in an assignment because you didn't give yourself room for thought to think about how can I make this assignment better. Challenge yourself to be better than you were the day before. You can do it. Teach your students, parents, and loved ones with students, with friends who are students. Teach them or encourage them to challenge themselves to be better. If you have an opportunity along with that challenge mentality, go over and beyond in your classwork. Get extra credit. Go for the extra credit. Go for that going one extra mile to learn something, to share something, to have the opportunity to stand up and speak. If your students have a fear of speaking in public, in class, and in class would be in public, encourage them to challenge themselves to say yes to every opportunity they can to speak. If you admire someone who can stand up and speak beautifully, you can do the same. You can be admired if you would just give yourself the opportunity to do so. And it only comes when you take up the challenge. So lift that yoke. It might be a yoke that turns out to be the best yoke you've ever had this year in the time of a pandemic. Go over and beyond. The next tip. Parents, teach your children to prioritize their academic success. That does not mean once I get out of class, throw off that book bag, toss those notebooks, toss those books, and go outside and play, go up the street, hang out, chit chat, get on the phone, slip into the telephone marathon, hit that video game. Oh my goodness. Do anything but the academics first. No. Teach your students to prioritize by coming in from school, sitting down, after snacks, after eating, whatever that step is to take care of the body. Sit down and do the academics first. Put yourself and your classwork first. While it's fresh on your mind, while the lesson is still there, you can say, okay, what did that teacher say? Let me go back over my notes. I've got this, and I'm going to do it now. You might even find that you love doing classwork more than you ever thought you could because you put it first. And it wasn't the dread of, oh, Lord have mercy, I've got to do this classwork. I think I'll do it at 9 o'clock. No. By 9, you might need to be in bed. Never wait to start on your work. Never wait. Get on with it. If you wait, a secret, it will show up. It will show up in the quality of the assignment that you turn in. Believe me, as a former teacher, I can read your assignment, I can read your essay, I can read how you answered your questions. If you answered your questions in complete sentences, I could read that and determine how much time was spent with that assignment. Your teacher can too. Parents, your child's teacher is definitely trained to do the same. So teach your child to prioritize assignments. The next tip. Have your students to understand, when at all possible, that what they do today determines what opportunities they will be ready for tomorrow. Every moment counts. Don't think you can sit back in class and say, okay, I'm not going to pay attention. Hey girl, what's going on? What are you doing? You got too much. You paying attention? Let me tell you about that movie last night. No. What you do at every moment counts. I'm telling you, this moment will determine the next. If your student does not take heed to that whole concept, your student will fall out of focus and think that they can play. Your student will think that he or she can play in several moments here, and then in the next, the teacher is supposed to view them as serious students. You have to worry with saying, would you please be quiet? No. When you hit that school building, when you get up and get ready to go to school via bus, via your parents, no matter what the transport, your mind should be, I'm going to school and I'm going to handle myself accordingly because this moment counts. I want to be ready for all of my opportunities when they come. Preparation is important, and preparation occurs all the time in the flow of your academic day. That's how you're going to be ready for your opportunities, because you have prepared and you've taken every moment seriously. Now that doesn't mean you can't laugh and have fun when it's laugh and have fun time. But laugh and have fun is not when the bell rings and the teacher is ready for class and you're still laughing and having fun. No. Know the difference between your moments. Know when you should be doing what. Every second counts. The last tip. Parents, loved ones, older students, show up. Show up. That means making sure you are there, checking on your students. If students determine that there is no one checking on them and you are not showing up, they will do likewise. They will not show up. Not for you, not for themselves, not for the teachers. You have got to show up. Now, in those times when you can't show up and you need someone else to show up for you, you need to have that trusted family member. You need to have that beloved friend who's walking the same road that you're walking when it comes to your care with your students, your care with yourself, older students. Show up. Let your young people know, I got my eye on you. I'm checking for you. Questions daily if necessary. Should be, how was your day today? How did it go today? What did you learn today? How did you learn it today? Did you have a good time? Did you have any challenging points in the day? Ask questions that would allow your young person to know, my parents, my mom, my dad, my auntie, my grandma, my granddad is here for me. And if you're the older one, be there for yourself. Learn to check in with yourself. How did I do today? What can I do better tomorrow? How can I show up more for myself? It is so important to make sure that your students know that you care about them, that you love them, that you are rooting for them every step of the way. Now, it is even more so important to do that during this time of a pandemic. Baby, did you sanitize your hands between classes? Did you not touch things you weren't supposed to touch because you weren't paying attention? Did you wear your mask? Did you take your mask off and put it somewhere and put it back on without thinking, where did I put my mask in the cafeteria? Are you playing when you're not supposed to be playing? Show up for yourself. Show up for your students' parents. Please. It is so important. And parents, a part of the process of showing up is not just to check your students to determine what their day was like when they were away from you. But showing up also means if you're not there, because I know you could be saying, well, Claudia, I'm working, so I have to work. If you're out there on the front line still, and I understand that. Show up by calling. Call the house. Call your child's cell phone. What are you doing? Did you do your work? Yes, I'm checking on you. Yes, I want to see your work when I get in. Okay. What? Show me in FaceTime. I got a few minutes. FaceTime me your project. Great. Love it. You are the one. You are the bomb. Let's do it. We can do it together. You can still show up, even if you're not in the household. But let me just say this. Show up when it comes to letting the teacher know that you are concerned. Don't be that parent, please don't be that parent that the teacher never sees. Don't be that parent that the teacher is always hunting for. Hello, Miss Jones? Yes, ma'am. Your student was talking so much today, I could not even go on with the class. I had to put your student out. Make sure you cover classroom behavior before your student goes in. Show up by making an appointment with the counselor or the teacher to come in and meet the teacher in the event you didn't make open house. Even if you sent someone, you go and show up and let that teacher know who you are. This is your student and you're concerned about this student's knowledge. No, you don't want to be oppressive to the teacher. No, you don't want to be a headache, but you want to be a parent who is there to say, I'm with you, to the academician. I am with you. We're on the same team. You, me, the administration, my student, the other students, and I'm pulling for mine. And I want to know what's going on. Feel free to call me at any time. I will be there. Even if there is a phone call, even if there is a text message, even if there is an email, if you can't get there, send someone, but check for your child. As if they ever know that you're not checking, you will know. You will know soon enough when they're at home looking at you, suspended. You will know soon enough when those F's roll in and you get that paper, hopefully, email or paper saying you need to check on Bobby. Bobby is not doing what he is supposed to do. Barbara is not doing what she's supposed to do. You'll get hopefully some notification before your child slides over the precipice. But nonetheless, show up. With those 7 tips, I hope you can take those and run with them. If you're already doing them, kudos to you. I love it. I love it. Do your thing. Do your thing. And grandparents, you don't have to just be a grandparent sitting back not doing anything. You too can call the school and see how your grandchild is doing. You can go up and say, hello, I'm Miss So-and-so. I've come to find out. I'm Mr. So-and-so. I've come to check on my child, my grandchild. Do you need any assistance? You might be able, if you have the time, to go up and find some way to support the teacher or support your child. The world is your oyster. Get in it, chop it up, and show up. In this part of the video, I'm going to tell you, and you should already know if you know this channel, that I am a book lover. I am a book lover on National Book Lovers Day. Oh my God, what can I say? On this channel, I do the series, Wine, Women, and Words. So you know I'm a book lover. And I have been loving audiobooks. But I first, of course, before audiobooks were a thing, it was always the book. And I learned to love the smell of a book. I love the new touch and feel of a book cover. I love bookmarks. I even love journals where I keep my YouTube notes, where I keep my novel writing notes. I'm an author, so I write books. Come on over here. Let me show you some of the books that I kept from a library of 3,000 books. One year in my house, I had 3,000 books. Whew. A lot of books. And I gave so many of them. I gave 3,000, I probably gave 2,500 of them to a homeless shelter for young adults. And I kept the rest. So these are the ones that I kept that I'm going to show you. And I have at least 3,000 on my Kindle. So you know I'm the perfect one to say, National Book Lovers Day. Hey! So if you ever know a person like me who loves books, now you know that would be a great gift to give them is a book or an audiobook. And one way to do that succinctly is to talk to your friend or family member or loved one about their love of books and what type of books they normally would like to read. Or go visit them and look at the books on their bookshelves, and then you'll be able to see what type of books you could decide to give them. But come over here. Let me show you the books that I like. These are a few of the books that I maintained from my first home library. Here I have put across my vanity all of the books that I have written, either cover to cover or
that I am a contributor in a compilation of poetry and stories. I am the author of If You Love Me, Come, Claudia Moss. The novel in the middle is my second novel. The Wanda B. Wonders series of 3 compilations of books about the character Wanda B. Wonders is my book, cover to cover. I also have a poetry collection of several smaller volumes and a larger compilation volume of my poetry entitled Soft Tsunami.